In the headlines, Presidency pledges robust pension management, improved welfare for retirees. Rep move to investigate escape of Binance executive. Bill to establish University of Education in Kwara passes first reading. Authorities in Lagos are set to demolish unapproved buildings. And on the foreign scene, Kenya declares holiday to honor flood victims. In business news, Naira slides by 4.6% against dollar at official market. And on the foreign scene, stop confiscates at Speed Darlington. And in the world of sports, 150,000 people expected as Olympic flame arrives France. Good evening and many thanks for joining us for news across the world on Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. I am Omonika Babatunde. You can listen to us via our website at www.diamondfm.net or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM. You can also download our app on Play Store, Diamond 887 FM. We'll bring you details of the news after this break. Don't go away, please.
We've all heard about home fires taking lives and destroying all that a family owns. These tragedies are reminders for us to double-check for fire safety. Make sure your home has properly installed and working smoke alarms. Practice a fire escape plan. Never leave cooking food unattended for long. Teach children never to hide but leave if there's a fire. Switch off all electrical appliances when not in use. In cases of fire, remember, the most important thing to do is to protect lives first.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
You're welcome back from that short break. Now the news in detail. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Wale Edun, has pledged the federal government's commitment to improving pension management and enhance retiree well-being. Edun's remark came during a walk-in visit to the headquarters of the Pension Transitional Arrangements Directorate in Abuja. The minister underscored the importance of strong public finance governance, stating government's resolve to ensure that the system managing pension funds are not only robust but efficient, but also aligned with broader economic goals of transparency and accountability. He assured the staff of PTAD of the ministry's support for the recent pension increment, which he said aligns with the provision of Section 173, subsection 3 of the Nigerian Constitution. The House of Representatives has launched an investigation into the escape of Nadim Anjarwalla, head of Binance Africa, from the custody of the National Security Advisor. The resolution followed the motion of urgent public importance moved by Dennis Okafor during plenary today. It could be recalled that Mr. Anjarwalla and Tigran Gambrian were detained in Abuja before the former escaped out of the custody and subsequently fled the country. In the motion, Okafor said the escape of Anjarwalla from custody was an embarrassment to Nigeria and prayed the House to investigate the circumstances that led to the escape. The Nigerian Army said our troops responded to a distress call following bandits' attack in Agunudute village in Kachia local government area of Kaduna State. It's noted that during a search and rescue operation, the troop rescued 6 hostages on Earth, including 2 women and 4 children. In a statement on its Facebook page, the Nigerian Army disclosed further that the rescued victims have been reunited with their families. Troops in a rapid response to actionable intelligence also had an encounter with ISWAP fighters in Kululu Kwahiya village located in the Nanzai local government area of Borno State. According to the statement, the encounter resulted in the elimination of a terrorist and the seizure of a loaded AK-47 rifle, even as troops rescue a child who had been abducted by the fleeing terrorists, saying that the kid has been reunited with his father known simply as Alhaji Musa. A bill for the establishment of Kwara State University of Education today passed first reading. The bill, if passed to law, would provide training and teaching institutions in every aspect of education and such other field of applied leading relevant to the needs of the development of teachers' education in Kwara State and for all the connected purposes. The bill passed through first reading following the presentation by the House Leader and member representing in Lawrence Central Abdulkadir Oba Magaji. The Speaker, Engineer Yakubu Danladi Saliu, however, referred the bill to the House Committee on Education for further legislative action in presentation for second reading. Meanwhile, the Clerk of the House, Alhaji Abdulkarim Olayiwola, read the bill for the first time. The Lagos state government has restated that it will demolish buildings without proper approval after the expiration of the 90 days amnesty window to get them legalized expires. An officer, Public Affairs Unit, Lagos State Building Control Agency, Mr. Olaoye Olusegun, made the disclosure today in Abuja. He quoted the special advisor to the Lagos State Governor on Urban Development, Dr. Olajide Babatunde, are saying these at a workshop organized by the agency on Tuesday in Ikeja. He said that there was a need for every building in the state to have the certificate of completion and fitness for habitation, as well as an insurance policy that could be relied on during disaster periods such as fire incidents. Moving on to Rivers State. The Rivers State chapter of the Association of Local Government Areas of Nigeria, ALGON, has accused Governor Siminalayi Fubara of withholding funds meant for the 23 local government areas in the state. The state ALGON said the action had denied them of their functions in the administration of the third tier of government. The state ALGON chairman and chairman of Port Harcourt City Local Government Area, Allwell Yunda, stated these at a news briefing in Port Harcourt earlier today. The local government chairman said the action of the governor is tantamount to proscribing local government councils in the state, even as they backed the call by the caretaker committee chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Tony Okocha, for the State House of Assembly to commence impeachment proceedings against the governor. The Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, TUC, has criticized the President Tinubu-led administration and the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, in particular for the recent introduction of a 0.5% of cybersecurity levy on electronic transactions. TUC equally lashed out the National Assembly for often collusion within the executive to exploit the people rather than protecting the interest of Nigerian masses. A statement by the Congress President, Comrade Festus Osifo, further expressed disappointment that the Nigerian masses are going through excruciating hardship caused by Tinubu-led government policies, yet more policies that will worsen the situation are being introduced. He stressed that it is illogical for this kind of policy to come at a time Nigerians are grappling with the high cost of living that is imposed by the devaluation of the naira, hike in the cost of petrol, and supersonic increment in the cost of electricity tariff. The news across the world is reaching you from them in 88.7 FM Ilorin. We'll go on a break now, and when we return, we'll bring you foreign, business, entertainment, and sports news. Do stay with us.
Follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Diamond 87 FM. Diamond FM, shining supreme.
You're welcome back from that short break. You're still listening to news across the world, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. Now we move on with the rest of the stories. On the foreign scene, Kenya has declared this Friday as a national holiday to remember those who died from the ongoing floods in the country, as well as for residents to plant trees. Recall that more than 200 people lost their lives from the severe flooding across the country, with more than 250 million reportedly affected by the situation. President William Ruto, in a statement today, stressed that the day will allow Kenyans to plant trees to mitigate against the effect of climate change, which has been responsible for the severe floods. The government spokesman Isaac Mwara said a special notice will be issued designating Friday as a national tree growing day. According to him, the Minister of Environment will later give further directions on the matter. Still from the foreign scene, British authority has raised tension with the Kremlin by announcing it would expel a Russian defense attaché for being an undeclared military intelligence officer. Interior Minister James Cleverly told Parliament that the UK would also remove the diplomatic status of several Russian-owned properties, including one in Sussex, southern England, and another in London. The statement added that there would also be new restrictions on Russian diplomatic visas, such as a cap on the length of time Russian diplomats can spend in the UK. The move comes with the UK concerned at an apparent increase in malign Russian activity on UK soil, including an arson attack on a Ukrainian-linked business allegedly orchestrated by the Kremlin. Meanwhile, London has previously accused Moscow of being behind the poisoning of two Russian former agents on UK soil and of a spate of cyber attack and disinformation campaigns. That ends our foreign news, and up next is our business news.
Diamond FM Business News.
In our business update today, the Naira on Tuesday depreciated at the official market, trading at 1,416 Naira 57 kobo to the dollar. Data from the official trading platform overseeing the Nigerian Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market NAFEM show that the Naira lost 62 Naira 36 kobo. This represents a 4.6% loss when compared to the previous trading date on Monday, when it exchanged a 1,354 Naira 21 kobo to a dollar. However, the total daily turnover in the day under review increased to 160.8 on Tuesday, up from $84.8 million recorded on Monday. Meanwhile, at the investors and exporters window, the Naira traded between 1,445 Naira and 1,301 Naira against the dollar. That ends our business update, and up next is our entertainment news.
Diamond FM Entertainment News.
In our entertainment news, controversial Nigerian singer, comedian, and content creator Darlington Okoye, popularly known as Pete Darlington, has warned fans to stop comparing him to singer Wizkid. Speaking during a recent Instagram live session with fans, Darlington noted that a lot of fans have been comparing him to the singer and saying he's better than the Starboy Buzz. The rapper disclosed that he is approaching 8 years in the music industry, and he and Wizkid has never met, even though the singer once acknowledged him in New York.
Yo, why people they tell me say I better pass Wizkid? Waiting concern me and Wizkid. Eh? You know how many years I did this industry? 7 years. Next year, May 17. Or is it 16? No. Next year, May. or me 8 years in this business. Eh? Me and Whiskey never meet. Although he don't acknowledge me before, when can on New York. I'm gonna oppose one of my vibes or something like that. But you know how Nigerian artists is. I don't study everybody. So that's not the point. The point is all these people where they say you better pass Whiskey, you better pass. Waiting me and Whiskey is the drag. I don't know. I just they see that thing lately, as if some 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Nah. Waiting.
The Akwe crooner expressed strong displeasure over the comparison between him and Wizkid. That ends our entertainment news, and up next is our sports news.
Diamond FM Sports News.
From the exciting world of sport today, the Olympic Flames arrive in France today, where a highly choreographed ceremony and a crowd of 150,000 people will be a first major test for organizers and security forces ahead of the 2024 Paris Games. The transfer of the Flame onshore in the southern part of Marseille will mark the start of a 7,500-mile torch relay across mainland France and the country's far-flung overseas territories. Organizers are hoping the first public spectacle of the much-hyped iconic Olympic, which is 79 days away, will help build excitement after a damaging row about ticket prices and ongoing security concerns. When the Paris opening ceremony begins on the 26th of July, it will be the first time since previous edition in 1924, which is over a century ago. Still in the world of sport, former Arsenal goalkeeper David Seaman has made his support for Manchester City to clinch the Premier League title this season, suggesting they will overtake the Gunners. Seaman shared his insight on his podcast, emphasizing City's formidable consistency and their uncertainty to draw points. He projected that the title race will pivot on accumulated points rather than goal difference, expressing concern in Pep Guardiola's squad to secure victories in their remaining 3 fixtures and secure the coveted top spot. Meanwhile, Man City currently sit in second position on the Premier League table with a point behind leaders Arsenal. The Citizens, however, have a game in hand. That ends our sport update. With that, we've come to the end of news across the world. But before we go, here's a recap of the major stories. Presidency pledges robust pension management, improved welfare for retirees. We brought it to you the Reps moves to investigate escape of Binance executive. We also brought it to you that bill to establish University of Education Inquirer passed first reading. Authorities in Lagos are set to demolish unapproved buildings. And on the foreign scene, Kenya declares holiday to honor flood victims. In business news, Naira slides by 4.6% against dollar at official market. On entertainment news, stop comparing me with Wizkid, says Pete Darlington. In the world of sports, 150,000 people expected as Olympic Flame arrives France. For today in history, did you know that on the midnight of this day in 1945, World War II officially ended in Europe following Germany's unconditional surrender, but the war in the Pacific continued until the Japanese surrendered in September? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM newsroom number on 091 60627526. One more time, 091 60627526. The news across the world was compiled and edited by Joseph Emeribe, and I am Monica Papatunde. Thank you for listening to your Shining Supreme station, and please stand by for the news in Yoruba language.
From news to sport.